So you might be wondering what I was talking about when I mentioned command line interfaces. So I actually want to show you a remnant of how things used to be. If you go to your Windows search bar and type in command prompt, the following window will open up if you open up the application that is there. As I mentioned before, prior to graphical OSs like Windows or Mac OS, command line OSs were the norm. Whether you were logging into your router or whether you were logging into a computer, when your computer first started up, it would start off with a prompt much like this. As you can see, I have a C drive /user/resilience. If you've ever used a Windows PC, this is what you would usually see. However, if you used a Mac, you'd probably see a $sign if I remember correctly, because the directory structures are different. So from this command prompt, in the past, you would have to run every single program that you wanted to run. And in order to navigate through the directories, you would have to enter in a command in order to take you to wherever you would want. So for example, in Windows, or even in DOS, because in the beginning, Windows used to run off DOS, on top of DOS, you would have to type in, this would open up, much like this, and this would consume your entire screen, and there would be no graphical interface. And you would type in dir to list the directory contents, and then cd / whatever in order to get back to your C directory, and you would navigate through your individual directories by typing cd storage, which is the name of the directory you want to go into, and then press enter. And then in order to execute a program in that directory, you would execute something called bat files or executable files, exe files, and type in their name, and then the program would start up. Whether it started up something like Notepad or something for you to connect to the internet, or something for you to play a game like Spider-Man or a race car game, for example, or even to start up Windows. If you wanted to start Windows in the old days, for the original versions, you would type in win start, I believe. Although it might be different, I cannot remember. And in order to connect to other computers, you would often use a program called Telnet, TLNet, and then type in the IP address of whatever device or computer you wanted to connect to, and it would run. Of course, now Telnet's not installed on my computer, but some other useful commands that we'll be delving into are net user, which still exists, and this tells you every single computer that is connected to your every single account that's logged into your computer. Or net stat, which tells you every single program that is running on your computer and what port they're using. This is going to take a bit of time. There we go. So we see the protocol and the local address and the foreign address that it's connected to. You could enter in additional information in order to get the program as well. What's another one? Ping. And then you type in the name of the server you wanted to ping, or the website, and then it would send a packet to that server and tell you how much time it took to send that packet to the server, as well as if it was able to connect, and a trace route in order to determine the path that your packet takes. And there are so many more, but this is how was the norm back in the day. And even now, because the command line interfaces came before the graphical user interfaces, in order to access information on a lower level, outside of writing code, the tools in order to do that, on a lower level, I mean on a lower network level, the tools a command line basis are a lot more developed than the graphical user face tools for networking, simply because that is what came first, and writing a command line program is easier than writing an entire graphical user interface, although that is changing. And they are making a lot of graphical user interfaces to implement the command line tools. But yeah, so if you want to delve into more networking or find out a lot about and get to use protocols on a deeper level, sometimes it's useful to learn what they had for command line tools before. But that's an interesting glance into the past. So now you know the command line prompt was what was originally there, and graphical user interfaces came next. So that was the beginning, and now is the present. Things have really changed.